Meet us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Google+. Hey guys, this is Phil from education.com. This is hTC One M9. Since the introduction, we kind of believe that this was not exactly an upgrade. It is an upgrade, it's a new phone, but it didn't really change much from the predecessor, from the M8. Well, from the M7 to M8 was an upgrade. The CPU was upgraded, RAM was upgraded. No, actually, RAM stayed the same. Screen was upgraded, but the M9 doesn't really seem like a big upgrade. Let's find out. It's got a packaging with the punched out pattern on the top. It's not exactly like something fancy or anything. The whole packaging is the classic hTC packaging they've been using since the One M7. It doesn't look fancy, but it does have advantages in the recycling and eco-friendliness. But we don't really care much about that. So we're gonna open this guy up and find what's inside. And of course it's got a classic hTC layout. It's got the phone on the first floor, and on the box inside there's a bunch of accessories and manuals. Okay, so let's start with the charger. There's a charger, and it's capable of the quick charge function from Qualcomm, but almost all the manufacturers nowadays have that, so it's nothing new. There's a pair of earphones. HTC doesn't really provide with any good earphones since they're sellout of the Beats Audio, so nothing significant. There's a micro USB cable, of course it's a cable, and then there is a bunch of manuals, safety guide, get started guide. But one thing that we're going to use from here is the SIM card removal pin. On the left side of the phone, it's got the micro SD card. On the right side, it's got a nano SIM card. And here's the phone itself. Alrighty, so this is a whole new... that's what HTC says, but we don't really believe that this is anything like a whole new thing. It looks rather like a minor upgrade. So if I can figure out how to open this thing. Okay, here we go. Alright, inside that plastic wrapping is the hTC One M9. So this is their new flagship. Of course, they've been launching, they launched the M9 Plus and the E9, E9 Pluses. But this, by all means, is their flagship by what they say. On top, it's got an ultra pixel camera. It's actually in numbers 4 megapixels. Ultra pixel means that it's gonna gather more of the lighting, so it takes brighter pictures for your selfies. They've been using that for the rear main camera, but there are too much criticizes, so they just moved up to the 20.7 megapixels on the rear, and they moved up that previous ultra pixel camera to the front facing camera. On top and bottom there's a pair of speakers. It's called the Boom Sound. It's HTC's the trademark functionality. There's a 5 inches of a full HD display. It's not a QHD, probably for the batteries or the Snapdragon 810 performance issues, but it's got a full HD display. The M8's full HD battery screen was great enough, so we wish the same for this one. There's an HTC logo, and there's always this bezel around the screen. A lot of manufacturers are trying to eliminate that. You can't exactly eliminate the bezels by whole, but body to screen ratio is only 68.4%, and that's not exactly a magnificent number, especially in the flagship arena. So we're kind of disappointed at that. M7 back in the days had the back and the home key right next to the HTC logo. We wish that kind of gets back, but it doesn't seem like they're ever going to do that and get out of that soft key, taking some space of the screen. I don't mind, but a lot of people do. There's a volume rocker, power key moved to the right side of the phone instead of the top. It wasn't exactly the easiest place to be pressing the power. And there's a nano SIM card tray, infrared port, micro SD card slot, and the micro USB port, and the earphone jack. And you can see that it's kind of thicker than the competitors. The thinnest phones is not exactly always the best. Not always, but most of the times it has to compromise with the battery capacity, and thinner phone with the smaller battery capacity isn't totally my call, but this does seem a little bit thicker than it's supposed to be. And on the back there's a 20.7 megapixel camera. They moved off from the ultra pixel camera since the Butterfly 2 and the HTC One M8S. God, it's complicated. There is a dual-tone flash, HTC logo, and of course it has the metal unibody frame. It looks gorgeous as always. HTC has that identical look from the M7 to M8, and it retains that design language. There isn't really much of the things changed. is less slippery in your hands, but aside from that, it looks like a mixture of an M7 and the M8. The whole design language resides the same. We're gonna power this guy on, and while we do that, of course, we have to invite some of its predecessors. Here comes the grandpa, and here comes the father. All right, so that's the M7 and the M8. Aside from the color differences, this one does come in black, but I have the silver one. Aside from the color differences, they all look the same. There are minor differences, screen size upgraded, RAM upgraded, but design actually looks almost identical. If they were all in the same color, it would have been really hard to tell the difference between each other. Okay, and if you want to compare with the phones from the other manufacturers, of course, we have the Galaxy S6. And you can see the difference in the screen ratio, body to screen ratio. Galaxy S6 has more filling screen than the M9. And here's the G Flex 2, the curvy one. And you can see the screen ratio differences here. If we want to be cruel and invite Galaxy S6 Edge, the old M9 looks like it's outdated, although it was launched right back before. Okay, let's dive in and set this guy up. This is the main screen, so we're going to change the language over here. This unit especially is from Hong Kong, so it's set to Cantonese in the beginning, so we're going to change it to English. And start. Next, and skip the Wi-Fi settings. And here's a always scanning. You might want to turn that off. And a lot of settings we're going to sign in later. While in the settings, HTC, especially in the States, is offering an option, a service that they're going to cover all the damages on your phone within a year of the limited warranty. So it's just like the Dell's Complete Care. It's called the O of HTC. So this is the main thing of the HTC 7.0, sorry. It's the location-based widgets. So you can set up a location, and whether you're home, office, and school probably, or on your commute, you can have the different widgets and the different screens or the icons on your screen. We're not sure if that works properly, but we'll have to try that out. Android version comes at a 5.0. It's called a Lollipop. There's just some RAM leakage issues. We're not sure HTC has fixed that. We're negative about that for now. But it comes in 5.0.2, and the 5.1 update is coming soon. If you own a HTC with the Sense version below 7.0, they're gonna get an update with the 5.1 Android update and the 7.0 Sense update in the same time. So you might want to wait for that. It's just a rumor. It's not anything solid for now, so don't expect much of that. So we're gonna use this in real life, and we'll tell you how it performs in the real life very soon. So stay tuned. And before we leave, we're gonna have a little comparison time over here with the one M9, one M8. Do you want to invite the grandpa too? There's M7. There we go. The M9 basically looks like a mixture of an M7 and the M8. So it does have that more rectangular look than the M8, and it does contain the coloring, the gorgeous coloring of the M8. So when we flip it, it will look like this. Alrighty, so that was HTC One M9. We'll come back with the review. Stay tuned.